Hey you, before the video starts, consider dropping a like, a comment, and maybe consider subscribing. This really does help the channel grow. On to the video. Hey guys, it's Main here, back again with another account review. Can you actually tell me how to get hair like you? I guess just grow it out a little bit. Take care of it. Anyways, we're looking at Mokota87's account today, based off the fact that he has 2 Emperor Obols. I believe you're fairly endgame, because you've gotten lucky enough to get them. You don't have one of them rolled for at least one of the +1 stats, so, you know, do that first thing. But let's take a look at Mokota's account and see what we can do to help him out. Hey man, it's Guys here. Hello, YouTube. All right. So, Mokota, first thing I see is that your shrine levels are pretty low for someone at your caliber of the endgame. I think big focus for you is being more mindful about where you place your shrines, and making sure that the majority of your characters are at least in that world, so you are able to, you know, claim and get more shrine XP. And also, for that matter, getting golden cheese on your characters, because at this point in the game, it's very, very important. I mean, you have one character's 149,000 stack. This character has a 2k stack, 1,500, 10k. So normalize your stacks of golden cheese across your characters. And this character doesn't even have one, your B-man. So make sure to have golden cheese on your characters, and, you know, spread them out equally. That way the time that your AFK actually goes into the shrines at a proportional rate across your characters. So farm out some more gold cheese. I would probably spend some time on your Arcane cultist. Whoa, I almost claimed that. Whoa, oh, did you guys see that? Oh my god. Oh, that would have been so bad. Anyways, oh wow. Whew. Yeah, on your AC, make sure to go into Arcane cultist form, go to blokes, pop on the purple crystal. Whew, that would have been so bad. Pop on the purple crystal, stack up drop rate, so you are able to get you know, a golden cheese to drop from crystal mobs and such from World 3, etc. Yeah, and your people are roasting you right now for your class setup. I mean, do I agree with them? You have 2 siege breakers. Oof. You have 2 Deathbringers over 2 DKs. That's also kind of an oof. My opinion is, if you are able to do a reset of any kind, I would probably reset your 2nd Siegebreaker to a DK, and that would take a full class swap token, I believe. So if you have one, I'd probably reset this one. Or, you know, you can also not listen to the current meta, which is also a completely valid strat, because World 7 is going to release in, you know, whatever time, and then Masterclasses thereafter are going to release. So, you know, we might get a DK Masterclass that's worse than the Siegebreaker Masterclass, which makes the Siegebreaker Masterclass good to have 2 for. Who knows? It could also turn out to be more like Windwalker. Sorry, I need to turn down the music so I can actually understand myself. Honestly, here's where I stand with the meta right now. I feel like 2 Siegebreakers, no matter what, is just going to be bad. I honestly have no idea what the Siegebreaker Masterclass is going to entail, or what it's going to look like, or if it's going to be more like Windwalker. And if it's more like Windwalker, then honestly, you don't even need 2 of them. I think 2 Windwalker isn't optimal, simply due to the fact of how many dust multipliers are available inside the compass, and from the weapons and the rings. And the fact you don't need a lot of Aether Runes to effectively cap out on Windwalker. So, you know, for that reason, I think compared to Deathbringer, which requires thousands to tens of thousands of hours to complete, versus Windwalker was effectively completed before the AFK dust was ever introduced, because people like Ando in the Discord got to, or was close to 20 atoms pre-Aether Moons. I got to level 20 on the atoms from Aether Moons pretty quickly into Windwalker's AFK release, and a lot more people are hitting that plus 20 atoms, and that's honestly like the biggest thing to come out of Windwalker. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter to have 2 Windwalkers, in my opinion, and so 2 Siegebreakers right now is just completely useless, because your prints from the Justice Monument and other resources, such as, you know, Onyx statues, will handle your bug prints for quite a while, and it's not like you're going to be using your bug prints as the primary atom generation anyways. So 2 Siegebreaker right now is dead. The main reason in the past why you want 2 Siegebreakers is because of 2-minute claims. However, because of the increases from the hull to forge capacity, us being able to eat through an entire stack of God Shard within a single 2-minute claim effectively makes 2-minute claims dead. There's no reason that 2-minute claims are actually pretty good. especially because of the hull. So Siegebreaker, for the reasons it was good in the past, are no longer the case because it's been obsolesced by the mechanics of the hull. And DK is still good because you get a lot, and I mean a lot of construction levels, like being able to cog farm, getting a ton of levels here. If I look at my two DKs, you see this guy's at level 2,539, this character 2,609. They just naturally get so much EXP from construction that they will outscale anyone in construction because they have an innate talent that gives them construction EXP. They're more effectively, the best characters you put on the board because of the build rate multipliers that they have. Sorry, build speed multipliers they innately have because of their talents. So you're going to get more build rate out of them. You're going to get more construction EXP out of them. So, 2 DK is just infinitely better than 2 Siegebreaker, and it's always recommended, no matter what the class makeup is right now, that you have 2 DK. The reason 2 Deathbringers is good is because you can effectively double the amount of AFK bones you can get, and because the end of Grimoire is actually very, very hard to achieve. Like I said, it takes tens of thousands of hours to get there. Maybe with the advent of World 7, that'll change, because obviously the HP requirements, or rather the damage requirements you need to push past the mobs in World 6 are going to decrease like they always do. World 5 had more for perspective, the World 5 mobs had more HP than they did right now, back when World 5 was like the end game. That's the reason it was nerfed is because World 6 was introduced and the access to World 6 was made easier, just because Lava wants people to get into the newer worlds and experience the new mechanics, which is a completely fine and I think great balance perspective. And with World 7 introducing, I suspect he's probably going to do the same thing. World 6 HP is going to decrease. It's going to be easier for people to get into World 7, and that might increase the amount of bones you're able to obtain from Deathbringer earlier on, which means that 2 Deathbringers might actually be not that good, because you can farm bones in World 7 instead, which have a higher amount. Who knows? Things still up in the air, but as of right now, 2 Deathbringer is good over 2 Siegebreaker because you can get more AFK bones, and because the Grimoire itself is so impactful for your account. Most notably, you get the Skull of Major Talent, which is plus 30 minimum talent levels, which people upend their account to try to get. So it's completely reasonable to suspect that the Grimoire is something you want to chase after in the end game. It also has tome bonuses, which gives you a multiplier to skill efficiency. It gives you a damage multi, flat damage increases, drop rate, which is just fantastic. You also get the Crop Scientist Pencil multiplier. You get plus 20 levels for meals. The Crop Scientist Pencil alone helps get you a ton of crops in gaming, helps you complete gaming, helps you get to 24 slots in gaming. You also get a little bit of total damage. I mean, who cares about that? You get what else do you get? You get drop rate. Hello, people upend their account for drop rate. You also get some pretty easy talent points for your other master classes, which is a good support role, I guess. And then at the very end of the Grimoire, I mean, who really cares about this? But Death of Atom price helps make your atoms cheaper. It's really, really nice, but it takes, again, tens of thousands of hours to get there. So Grimoire has a ton of stuff for your account that is really impactful that you want 2 Deathbringers for. Versus Windwalker, like I said, I mean, the most impactful thing here is your atom level. You get, obviously, I mean, you get the magnesium atom, which is cool and all. You get a little bit of sneaking EXP. I mean, who cares? Honestly, it's the biggest thing is the atomic potential. And I guess that's it. I mean, the other things that are useful inside of Windwalker are locked behind, years worth of cool dust to get. The Illuminate Atom would be insane. Obviously, you get Exalted Stamps, but those cap out pretty quickly anyways. So it's not like you're going to be chasing those. I mean, you could. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, Windwalker, you get class EXP, but you don't need 2 Windwalkers to do. And then Arcane Cultist, I suspect that 2 is going to be good because same reasons for Deathbringer. It has really good account-wide bonuses you eventually are able to unlock. Specifically, obviously you get more Prisma fragments, you get more Prisma bubbles, and bubbles are insane. You get 2 times gold food drops, you get 2 times statue drops, you get new jewels, you get more Equinox bar, more jewels for labs, you get more of the masterclass resource multipliers. You get Equinox bar fill rate. Equinox is just very annoying to do. Seraph Cosmos multiplier is a huge thing for your account because you're able to get a ton more shiny pet speed, more drop rate, more damage, more multi-kill per tier, more crop evo, more OG chance, more gold food effects, etc. Higher bonus from Tesseract upgrades. Obviously, just helps with Arcane Cultist. You get points in the Gambit Cavern, you know, that's pretty good, I guess, because you get more clicker resources. Prisma bubbles give you a higher bonus. That's obviously going to be pretty good. Higher bonuses from Emperor. That's fantastic. It's amazing. Cheaper summoning upgrades for Endless Mode Victory. That's amazing. That's fantastic. More minimum talent levels, not quite as impactful as Deathbringer because it only gives you 5 instead of 30. But eventually, when AFK rocks are available, it'll give you, you know, some pretty powerful things for your account that I think it'd be worth it to have 2 ACs for versus 2 Windwalkers. And 2 Deathbringers are good because of all the reasons I mentioned before, because it gives you some pretty impactful account-wide bonuses. 2 master classes stack like 2 Tesseracts equals 2 times bonuses? No, that's not what I mean. What I mean by extra bonuses is the other. So when you have 2 master classes, you can use both of those to get their AFK resources. So for Deathbringers, you can get the Charred Bones. For Windwalker, you can get Aether Moons. Eventually, for Arcane Cultists, you'll be able to get Rocks, which is currently it's not implemented right now. They were available in the gem shop upon AC release. No longer are they available in the game, but eventually there will be an AFK mechanic for Arcane Cultist, and you'll be able to claim those rocks. You're able to get 1 hour of AFK tachyons as you farm out Arcane Cultist. So eventually that'll be introduced, and I think when that is introduced, I think 2 AC is going to be meta, hence why I have 2 Arcane Cultists. I swapped my second ES over to an Arcane Cultist, and that's why I have this character at 1,272 hours of AFK time, because I want to use this first AC to unlock the AFK mechanic, and then when I do that, I'll claim the AFK time on this character. So if it were introduced right now, I'd have 1,272 hours worth of AFK time I can use for a masterclass progression. That's why I do that. That's why, you see me with that high amount of hours. I am gambling that it's going to be introduced like it was for Deathbringer, like it was for Windwalker. That way, when I claim that, I'll be way ahead of the game than most people. Anyways, side, diversion, moving away from master classes, I think if you have the full class swap reset, I think you would benefit from being able to swap that second Siegebreaker over to a DK, because 2 DK right now, no matter how you debate it, 2 DK is infinitely better than 2 Siegebreaker. Like, there's no question about it. How many levels you get from construction alone means it's just infinitely worth it. And if you're wondering even deeper, like, why are skill levels that important? Well, primarily, it's just good to have for your account, right? The more construction levels means you get higher level cogs, means you get more build rate, which means you get more, of those buildings at higher levels, so you get more of those bonuses. That means you can get more wizard tower levels faster, so you can get more waves in worship if you do tower defense. Not a lot of people do, but you can also get more shrine EXP, more shrine levels. You can get more library checkout speed if you complete the library talent checkout. Library talent right here. You'll be able to get more critters from trapping, which is a big sticking point for a lot of people. It's very painful to do. You get cost reduction for atoms, and atoms are like an infinite end game grind. That's something people orient their accounts to try to get. DK, you also get skill levels, so you get to scale some of the measure bonuses from the whole. Specifically, the biggest one is going to be bravery sword damage, because it scales off of all skill levels. So the more construction levels you get adds to this number, which means you get more bravery sword damage, which means you're able to push higher waves in bravery and get more mining efficiency, more bravery bonus multi, more gaming bit gain, more bucket fill rate, more bell ping and ring rate, more monument AFK gain, etc. Like, bravery multi is also something people really reorient their account around to try to get more of, and that's why people push tens to hundreds of thousands of hours into braveries to try to push higher waves to more reliably get bravery sword multi. And this is a very easy way to scale that sword damage is getting more skill levels, and a lot of that comes from construction. You also get more monument AFK rate because of this measure of bonuses right here. You get more of this bonus by scaling your account skill level. And I'm sure as the whole is expanded, there's going to be more measure bonuses that have these same scalars. Like, a lot of these are being replicated and reproduced as more of these bonuses were added, because remember, we only had 1 through 10 on initial release, so we didn't have the jar stuff, right? So we only had up to multi-upper tier, and then it was repeated. Like, we had all skill level repeated again, we had death note points repeated again, we had account skill level repeated again. I'm pretty sure highest damage is also repeated, with a bucket fill rate. So a lot of these for what scale these measure bonuses, these are being repeated, and I suspect that's probably going to be the same case for measure level 16 through 20. We're probably going to see another repetition of account skill level, account level, or highest damage, because that's just like the standard thing. And then there's probably going to be something about the Cavern 16 resource or whatever to scale another measure bonus. But doing the skill level now is good because it'll help you in the future for the other whole things, I guess. Oh, hey, Makoto's in chat. How you doing, man? Maybe you'll do it. No, I'm saying you can wait to reset your characters. You can keep your 2 siege breakers. I'm just giving you the perspective that right now the meta is 2 DK. I think 2 DK is like very, very important. I think it's hard set in stone. No one's going to disagree with you, or no one's going to disagree with the opinion that 2 DK is infinitely better than 2 siege breaker. However, I don't think you need to do that right now. I think you're more than justified in waiting, because when those master classes come out, the meta might shift and 2 DK might actually be bad compared to 2 Siegebreaker, or whatever. 2 V-Man, no, I don't see a future where 2 V-Man's good, in my opinion. But the other thing I also want to talk about 2 DK is that you also get more atoms. Obviously, copper ore is the #1 atom generation resource in the game right now, and if you have 2 DK, you'll naturally get more mining efficiency, which means you get more more atom generation. So that's also something to consider versus your fly generation here. Like the highest you get is what, 1 billion, 15 billion, sorry. Versus this, you're getting 9.9 up to 10 trillion copper ore. Like that is a significantly larger amount. 2 DK will never be bad because of build rate. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. I guess, to prep for World 7, something you may want to try to do is get your Dragon Warrior statue up to level 250. You get some of these World 1 and World 2 statues up to 300. I think it, with how much drop rate we're able to scale with Arcane Cultist alone, neglecting the fact if you actually have, the pay to win stuff, like the pay to win cape, the jackpot name tag from the most recent event, I think you still are able to get up to level 300 statues relatively easily. I think people are starting to push into 400s with those drop rate stuff. So if you have them, obviously you are able to push a little bit further than 300. But I think to prep for World 7, I think getting to these 300 statue levels is a perfectly fine and easy grind for people to do. Because remember, the speed statue, the mining statue, the feasty statue, lumber bob, these ones drop relatively easily. The only one obviously you won't be able to do is Kachow statue, because we don't have a reliable drop for this. But maybe things like Ocean Man or not Bullseye or Reliable, we're also able to farm through skilling statues, or skilling nodes, to be able to get these up to 300. It would just be nice and helpful to help prep for World 7 to get some of these up there, because I wonder, did I read the teaser from Lava correctly, or was there going to be some interplay with mining efficiency or something with these new World 7 skills? No, I'm coping. That's wrong. No, sorry, I'm conflating 2 different things. Ignore what I just said. Yeah, ignore what I said. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Another thing to kind of prep for World 7 is your cauldrons. So I'm not sure. For those of you who don't know, and Mokota, I think you've done this. I think you've done this. So for those of you who don't know, you can actually pre-unlock the World 7, World 8, World 9, World 10, World 11, etc. bubbles. And then when World 7 drops, you'll actually be able to claim them, or rather, they'll be there. So this is what everyone did in prep for World 6, is just unlock the World 6 bubbles. That way when World 6 dropped, we're able to, have these. It's just on initial release for World 6, some of these bubbles weren't implemented, like the Tome stuff. Tome was an update that was after in World 6. There was... I think it was honestly it. I think it was just Tome, to be honest. Oh yeah, that's right. The purple and red essence, those weren't available in summoning as of yet, so those were implemented later. But you could unlock the World 7 bubbles right now. That way when World 7 drops, you have them. And then same logic comes around for World 8. When World 8 drops, you can just unlock them right now and just, you know, have that. That's something people do right now, especially with how good cranium cooking is, how efficient it is these days. You are able to actually pre-unlock those bubbles. And honestly, if you really want to, you can actually pre-unlock World 9 bubbles up to, I think, World 10 relatively easily, quote unquote. I wouldn't really recommend it because Lava's only publicly said he wants to work up to World 8, so World 9 might not actually be possible. It's just the way it's coded, you like scale down your chance of actually unlocking the bubbles until you reach like an effective 0%. Like crop evolution chance, like so many other mechanics of the game, nothing is truly at 0%, so you can actually go out, unlock World 9 bubbles. I'm sure if I went to Cranium Cook my characters in these cauldrons, I would be able to unlock World 9, World 10 bubbles just fine. I don't want to because Lava's only ever said that World 8 is where he's going to stop. So, you know, I'll stop there. But I think the only way for you to really check if you've actually unlocked the World 7 bubbles, I can't remember, but the actual number you see here, like the 377 mil requirement for the high IQ cauldron, I think that means you're at least into the World 8 bubbles. 520 mil, I think, is in World 8 as well, because my cauldron's at 520 mil. So this should be the end of World 8. But yeah, the only way to really tell if you've unlocked it is through Scully's auto reviewer. So if you have IE auto reviewer, you paste your toolbox data in here. I think Scully will tell you if you have unlocked the World 7 bubbles. So if you want to do that, make sure, go for it. But I think it's a good thing to kind of prep for World 7. Speaking about bubbles, you got the important ones, prisma'd, with the exception of Cropius Mapper. I think this is a waste. You have some good ones. If you find yourself in a position to get another Prisma bubble, Diamond Chef is 100% something I would do. On IT, it also shows something like the cost of future bubbles. Oh. Where? But you have all meals. You don't have all World 7 meals. So you have all 110, which is good, but here's the thing. So yes, you've capped out the meals right now. However, with World 7 coming around the corner, there's going to be new meals on release, and that's expressly confirmed by Lava himself. The giant melon is one of the meals you'll see in World 7. As you progress and unlock all the worlds, all the maps in World 7, you'll unlock new spices, new territories to fight, and you'll be able to get new meals. Specifically, the melon itself has a plate under here, and Lava said you won't actually find new meals, hinting that the melon is a meal, but this is a reminder there'll be new content apart in other worlds. So World 7 will introduce new meals. On top of that, World 6, when it was introduced an extra 10 or 20 max meal levels. So 110 is definitely not the end cap for what meals are. World 7 is probably going to increase the max level of meals. On top of that, it's going to introduce new meals, which means that they're going to be infinitely harder to actually get to level 110. So I think, unfortunately, the way this development of this game works, I think Lava might actually forget that Prisma bubbles are a hard resource to come by, and I think he's going to balance new meal speed based off the fact that people have Prisma'd it, have such high meal speed, and you're going to require Prisma bubbling these to level them up anywhere close to level 100. Yeah, World 7 meals are going to be extremely hard for you to actually level up. Just, think back to, you see, to get from level 110 to 111, it's costing you 271 billion ladles on Nyan Burger. With a food lust bonus, mind you. And sorry, that wasn't with overflowing ladle. 147 to be generous. Even if you had 10 food lust bonuses, or sorry, 8 food lust bonuses, you still have 3 billion ladles. Yeah, and the cooking speed required from World 5 to World 6 meals was an incredibly high jump, and World 6 to World 7 is going to be no different. So for you to be able to actually max World 7 meals, at, you know, any time near in the future to give you any meaningful impact to your account. Meals are going to give you pretty meaningful impact to your account no matter what level they are, but it's a pretty safe assumption that they're going to be extremely hard to get. And, you know, getting Diamond Chef Prisma'd is going to make it infinitely easier to get those meal bonuses to where you want them to be. And we also, I mean, it's true, we don't know how Lava's going to balance the meal speed requirements for them, but it is entirely possible he takes into consideration that, you know, Diamond Chef is giving an extremely high amount of meal cooking speed, and, you know, he balances around that, or doesn't, and makes it incredibly hard to get the new meals. So yeah. No, if we count artifacts, it was 30 new meal levels. That's correct. We also might get new artifact tiers. That'll be fun. Said no one ever. He can make a new cooking speed bonus in World 7 that's additive with Diamond Chef to make it weaker. It hurts to hear you spam infinitely this much. I like to say that word infinitely. Yeah, you know, I want to show you guys something here. Hold on. So can you guys hear this? I'm gonna unmute my stream real quick.
Legume, 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 legume.
Can you guys hear this?
Legume, 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 legume.
I don't know if you guys can hear this actually.
You.
I don't know if you guys can hear this actually.
You.
No, you can only hear it through my headphones. Let's see. Anyways, you guys don't necessarily need to hear this because it's just me rambling, but this is I'm not going to put the headphones onto the mic, but this is me doing Prisma Diamond Chef at level 1 on my free to play account. Spoiler for the speed run, I guess, if you guys want. But I want to note specifically, if you haven't doubled Diamond Chef yet, you may have noticed that the multiplier went from like 1.01, 1.02 up to 2.04. The way the double on the Diamond Chef didn't work like we expected. We expected it to go from like 1.02 to 1.04, but actually just facially doubled the number, which for how Diamond Chef works and, you know, it being an exponential increase, this more than doubled the actual effectiveness of the bubble. So from a raw numbers perspective, actually doubling Diamond Chef, like more than 10x the actual meal speed increased. And that's lowballing it. So this is a fresh World 6 character, mind you. Just unlocked Diamond Chef, essentially. See if I can skip ahead to... Oh, yeah. Before I doubled Diamond Chef, this was my meal cooking speed. I was at 133,000 cooking speed per hour. And then when I doubled it, I was at 4.24 million. I didn't have all my meals at level 11 at this point. Keep that in mind. How much of an increase is that, chat? Divided by 133. I 32x'd. I 32x'd my meal cooking speed. Keep in mind, I haven't diamond chefed all the meals that I had in my kitchen at this point. And then I go through the rest of this video just, you know, getting the rest of my meals up to level 11. So I went on a little bit of journey screenshotting all the meal cooking speed that I got after I got these meals up to level 11. And you can see here, let's see how fast I can get spaghetti up to level 11. Just put it on. I clicked it, used one ladle. You see I went from 288 meals here to 110,000 for spaghetti. I gained 1 diamond plate. And my meal speed went from, what, 4.3 million to 8.65. It essentially doubled. And I got another, went from 8.65 to 17.7. And then also, the other thing Diamond Chef does is also increases the speed at which you can get new recipes unlocked. So this recipe for unlocking a new meal took me 3 days before to get like the one fire I needed to find it. It went down to 27 minutes. 3 days to 27 minutes. And then I just put garlic bread on there. It went from level 1 to 13 immediately. Right? 53 mil speed. And then I cloud saved so it actually shows. So it went from 53 mil to 109 mil, so it doubled. Pi, level 3 to 13, level 3 to 14, sorry. And then I, you know, cloud save, go back in, have overflowing ladle, who cares? Yeah, Apple, just click on it, went from that level to 14. You know, cannoli, there we go. Use a ladle. We're from level 1 to 14. And these are supposed to be pretty hard meals. And now they're all at diamond. And then I cloud save. Go back in. I think I show the cooking speed that I have. So up to cheese on this character after Diamond Chef doubling, I went from 133,000 cooking speed, 133,000 cooking speed to 90 billion. Anyways, Diamond Chef is an insane bubble for early game players to double for that exact reason. It's because the moment you have Diamond Chef unlocked and you double it, you will finish cooking. Keep in mind, I hadn't fully utilized Diamond Chef there. I just got those meals to 11, and that means I would need to go back and use my ladles. I went back towards the end of the video, used my ladles. I was able to finish turkey up to level 30. I was able to finish cooking egg and cabbage up to level 28, 29. And, you know, with a little bit more time, those meals finished at 30. It took another few days for those meals to finish out at 30. And then when I get the artifact from what's it called? Sailing? I'll be able to get more of those. And no blood marrow, by the way. I didn't have V-Man. I didn't have V-Man. I was missing blood marrow. I was missing the biggest cooking speed multiplier in the entire game. More than Diamond Chef, and I still was able to complete fucking cooking for someone who's fresh World 6 without any increases in meal speed. And then when I get that, now that I have blood marrow, all those meals are going to complete. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Free to play account. We're going on it right now because I just got the spices unlocked for Sprout Spirits at World 6. So I have all of the spices unlocked to World 6 so far. You know, beginning World 6. I don't have all the World 6 meals obviously done, but hey, portal unlocked. Oh, I shouldn't have claimed this character. This character's going to take 10 years to level up. Sorry, hold on. All of these meals are level 30. I am fresh World 6 still. All of these meals are level 30. They are maxed out. And my meal kitchen speed right now is 1.8 E29. If I were to find a new recipe right now with these, it takes milliseconds to complete. I'm able to get new recipes in a tick, in a game tick. So immediately able to get all of these meals at level 30. Diamond Chef double is insane. Okay? It makes it completely destroys the balance of the game for an early game player. Because where would I be early World 6 without the 150% increase to all summoning essence gain? Where would I be without all of this divinity EXP, the bits gained, the meal cooking speed, the sailing speed, the liquid cap, the damage? Here's my Diamond Chef level. Level 5. Level 5. I have a level 5 Diamond Chef bubble, and I'm probably further than a lot of people from World 5 right now. And here, I don't even have... I forgot to put points in Blood Marrow. Wait. There we go. E29 to E33. Guys. Double your Diamond Chef bubble. That's the short of it. Hell, I didn't realize how good that was. Just went from level 67 to 89 in a couple seconds. Now that you have those increase, now that you went up 22 levels of your meal, cloud save and go recook those meals. Because if you have blood marrow, like any levels of blood marrow, you're going to get even more meal cooking speed. Because still to this day, I think blood marrow is the biggest multiplier to cooking speed. So getting more levels of your meals increases your meal cooking speed even further. So go back and re-level your meals, because you're going to go from 89 probably to 90 pretty easily once you do that to all of your meals. And you'll be able to complete up to whatever highest level you are. Like genuinely doubling Diamond Chef made No Meal Left Behind completely obsolete, and we were able to complete cooking. If you had the opportunity to double it, you were able to complete cooking. It's that crazy. Is this your free to play? Yes, that was my free to play account. Is it? Yeah. Listen, for those of you who did that live during the review and you were able to get higher level meals, you're welcome. Anyways, Breed, how long did that rant take? I also forgot to timestamp this this account. Sorry, flashbang. Theoretically, blood marrow is better than prisma'd chef by a factor of only 1,000 or so, but that's a pretty big factor if you ask me. Okay, anyways. Moving on. So in prep for World 7, you definitely have a lot of shiny speed multis, so I'd take advantage of that. You're doing the summoning EXP, which is pretty good. You have a little bit of faster refinery speed. Where are you on some of the... Level 19 Gmush. Okay, number one priority is the bonuses from all meal. Get this to 20 first, because the shiny pets cap at 20. You can level them up further past 20, but they only give you bonuses up to level 20, so they cap out at 20. So get higher level of red mushroom and sheepy, the shiny pets. So you are able to get you know, those bonuses, especially when World 7 comes out. We don't know how powerful those meals are going to be, but if World 6 is any indicator, it's probably going to be pretty powerful. So I'd recommend trying to get these up to 20. Also, not to mention, this will increase your damage, your accuracy, your defense, your every stat that, you know, meals give you, it'll give you a ton more of that. So make sure to get these shiny pets up to level 20 first, as opposed to the other pets you're doing right now. Yes, they are multiplicative of each other. All the meal bonuses, yes. Or sorry, all the speed bonuses, correct. Smithy, are your smithy sets done? All your smithy sets are done. That's good. Sailing, artifacts complete, divinity. You're at least level 18 on talents. You're close to 19. I'd probably consider, I think once you do more statue grinding, you get higher levels of these statues. I think getting divinity is like 220, 240. I think you should go back to the divinity grind and try to hit the plus 19 talent levels. Those of you a little confused about how Arctis works, again, the way you scale minor link bonus for your gods is through the big P level, big P bubble, getting more levels into it, and also getting more divinity levels on your character. So getting more divinity levels will help scale the minor link bonus you get from all the gods, not just Arctis, but the ones you're linked to specifically. So Arctis gives you the minimum talent levels. It's the one I tend to try to focus on a bit more. Nobosec gives you a little bit more total damage. Snake God gives you accuracy and defense. Harry Up gives you more coin gain, which is a multiplier to coin gain, by the way. Goat God gives you more AFK gain for all your characters, so times this by 10, 58 or so percent AFK gains, whatever. You get more classy XP for Omnifowl. Like, it scales all of this, right? So if you have Doot, you're getting all of these bonuses multiplied by getting higher level divinity. It's really, really good. But specifically, the way the minimum talent level works here for Arctis is it rounds up. So if you have 17.01, it'll round up to 18, by the way. So you have 17.41, this will still round to 18. Only when you hit 18.01 will it round up to 19. So you probably need like another like 10, 20 levels of divinity on these characters, and you'll be able to hit that. Honestly, don't even level this character. 1776 is a good number. Shout out to America, Eagle Screech, etc. That's a fantastic level. No, I'm just kidding. Just level this up to 18. Or sorry, 18.01, so you get the 19 talent levels. Talent levels are just, nice, and the more you get, the better your characters are. It's always a good thing to push if you can. Okay. You should probably, because the ballot bonus that's active right now for how many nuggets you can get, it is actually pretty powerful. So if I full screen this and I use a chem plant, use like T6, T7, whatever chem plant that was, and I use this shovel, the amount of gold nuggets that come out of it as a result of this ballot bonus, this is not going to be applicable to you if you're watching on YouTube, because this ballot bonus will have already expired by the time this video goes live. But Mokota, right now until next 2 days, you have a little bit of time for this to use this ballot bonus. You get a lot more gaming EXP. More nugget bonus. This was a single chem, a little bit of AFK time, and it's just going around in circles. Let me use another. Right? It'll just keep on going. This right now is the best time with this ballot bonus to find a new nugget, and I think you should be able to fish for a new higher nugget than the 20 mil that you have right now. Any tips for getting the last plant? The chem plant, or like the last evolution of the chem plant? Like, what do you mean? If you're trying to find chems, you just click research. That's all you do. Whatever percent, if you see a number here that's not 0, you click on research. That's the goal. So the goal with farming is you want to harvest all, click mutation, click research. Harvest all, click mutation, click research. Right? You want to do that. You don't want to stack up the chance to like anything higher than 0.1%. If you're stacking up higher than that, you're just wasting your time in gaming. You just need to brute force it, honestly, is how you get the chem plant. Anyways, that's not relevant for Mokota, so I'll move on. Honestly, if you want to try to farm out the last logbooks, I wouldn't really care about doing it right now. I think the best way for you to do that is get more crops found, get up to like the 220 range, and then you can try to brute force it. There's a little bit of tech I mentioned before, but essentially all you do is you go to gaming, you make sure you have at least like 4 or 5 chem plants or something, and then you would manually click the plants that you don't want to grow, so you get them out of the window. So for me, these plants, and you try to force grow the specific crop you're trying to get +1 in the logbook. So in this case, say like cactus, right? I would keep clicking every single plant that is not a cactus. That way I have a garden full of cacti. Right, and then I would use a chem plant. Right, they evolve, use more chem plants, and then click the non cacti plants until I have mostly cacti, and then have like 4 more chem plants. So I'll keep clicking this until I have more chem plants. There you go, a chem plant grew, so I can click on this chem, delete everything that's not one of the cacti, go back to clicking growing chem plants. Oops, didn't mean to click the cacti. And get back up to 4 chems, use a chem, grow more cacti. Just, that's kind of the cycle you want to go back in if you want to try to finish those 72 crops. Alternatively, you could just not do that, because who cares? Do you have a strategy for leveling up snail? Get lucky, unfortunately, is the only strategy. There is one way you can try to increase your snail odds, and that's going to come from the hole. There is an engineer schematic that you unlock for snail. It is power of 10 treble notes will increase your snail success chance. So stacking up as many harp note gain multipliers as you can from the measure bonuses, from the justice monument for harp note gain, all that stuff. And then trying to get, I think it's this one right here, getting more of this to help get you more snail success chance. Obviously doing the gambit cavern as well will help give you more snail mail. Getting 334,000 points for the the Gambit Cavern will help you give you 2 times the snail mail, not 2 extra, but 2 times. So you're able to get up to, well, you can kind of increase this, but the more levels you put into this, the more snail mail you get. Any percent above 200% actually counts towards 3. So I have a 56% chance at 3 mail, which gets doubled to 6. So I get more mail every single day. And then you just infinitely encourage for like, at level 20, honestly, make sure that your Atom is the bare minimum at 20. Or sorry, yeah, your Atom, make sure that your minimum snail level, like discourage goes to 20. And then you can just level up to 21 without doing any encourages. And then once you get to 21, you just encourage it like, I don't know, 10, 20 times, and then try to level up. And if it goes back down to 20, level back up to 21. And then, you know, try to do 22. It's just, you know, you have to get very lucky for it. Do you think it's better to encourage to a certain threshold or just keep spamming upgrades and hit? You should encourage, but it does diminish over time. So even if you had 1 million encourages, it would still cap out at like some number, and I don't know what that number would be for you, because I don't know how many power of 10 treble notes you have and other bonuses you have to snail success chance. But genuinely, I would increase the amount, I would double the amount of encourages you put into the snail as you level it up. So going from 21 to 22 instead of 10, I would do 20. And then going from 22 to 23 to like 40 and then 80. And then honestly, when you get from 24 to 25, I try to overkill, and I'd probably put like 400 encourages in there. Everyone has their own mystical number, so... Oh, you're at snail 16? Yeah, don't even, honestly. Yeah, but there's always the chance you fail, and that's just the reality with snail. Mokota, because I'm going on a lot of rants, I'm going to talk about one more thing here, just about the Monument AFK bonus. I think you should try to aim to stack this up more. So, you know, when you do Bravery, obviously your highest priority here should be the Monument AFK gain, because it's really hard to get this in Bravery. Making sure to do your Bravery and make sure to get more hours in Bravery, so you're able to get more chests, but also higher tier rewards, so you're able to see AFK Monument gain more. When you do Wisdom, try to do Wisdom first of all and get more Monument AFK bonus here. Obviously for Justice, try to get more of the Monument AFK bonus here. Biggest thing obviously is get 24k hours in Justice, so you could get to higher waves, find more Monument AFK bonuses, and obviously find more Justice bonus multi, because it'll help you with the Monument AFK. Number one priority here, get 24k hours in Justice. And remember that this website exists. It's Idleon-justice.vercel.app. This website will help you. So say you're on like case 52 and you encounter this guy and you want to know whether to approve or reject this stuff. Here you go. It'll tell you what to do and give you reasons as to why you want to do that. Make sure to do that. Cool. Okay, so quick recap. Remember, equalize golden cheese across your characters, get higher levels of your shrines, get them up to like level 27, 28 to help you out with that. Just, more levels of your shrines. Apologize about that. More levels of your shrines are good for your account. Get up to level 300 for some of those World 1 statues. Make sure to roll your Emperor Opal up to at least +1 of either all stat or skill efficiency. Try to get your Divinity Spiral Shrine statue thing up to level 210, 220. So it is able to help you in the Divinity EXP grind. And then talking about Divinity, trying to get up to the +19 talent levels from Arctis, the minor link there, to help you out with that is going to be pretty good for your account to help position you for World 7. And obviously trying to do Justice 24k to help you out with more Monument AFK gain. And then using your characters, taking them into Bravery to try to get more Bravery hours to get more Monument AFK gain, eventually Bravery multi. Getting to 100k Bravery is just really nice, good stopping point. 100k is just a nice number. You can keep going after that. You don't have to do 100,000 to be honest. You can do a little bit more than that. Anyways, Mokota, thank you for the account. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day, YouTube. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I just want to say as a last thing, thank you to all of my Twitch subscribers and YouTube channel members. You guys really help the channel grow and really motivate me to continue making videos. If you guys do also want to support me on YouTube, it's just $1 a month for a channel subscription at the lowest tier. You can choose to give more if you want. Just want to say that. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate your support. Have a great day. Bye.